So Julie, it's such a pleasure to be with you here. Your book, The Lucky Southern Star, Reflections from the Black Lagoon, I thought was wonderful. Can you give me a little background and tell me what made you decide to write the book?
There were people that asked about, have you written a book? My son Mitch, and I decided that maybe it was time to write a book. And so we began to talk about it, and I began to write things down in longhand.
Right.
And then he put things together, and we really did it together.
So that must have been an enriching experience. What was it like, the collaboration between mother and son, writing a book on your career and your life? How did that evolve from into a working relationship on a project like that?
Well, actually, it was very, very pleasant because my son Mitch is a wonderful film editor. So we're both in the industry, so to speak.
Right.
So we understood each other's language, and it was a pleasure to work with him and tell the story, and he was interested, and he's very smart, so he's a good writer, and I would write things out in longhand, and then we'd work on it together, and it was a wonderful experience, really.
Did you find it kind of cathartic in a way of going back from your very beginning and because you're not in the book, you not only write about your career, you write about your life.
Yes.
And in looking back on all of that, when it was all over, did you feel good about things, no regrets or anything like that?
Yes, I did. I really did. It was because some of it was not, in my childhood, was not too pleasant and so on. But it was kind of good to write about it from a distance, from taking a perspective on it, and doing it with love, really, with love, talking about it. And so that was it was a very positive experience.
Yes.
And people seem to have enjoyed the book, and I like that very much. People have responded well to it.
Well, I'm certainly one of the people that enjoyed it, and I was struck by the very beginning, the dedication to Ben Chapman. And of course, you have become so identified, an icon really, with the creature from the Black Lagoon, and we can talk more about that. But tell me a little bit about Ben Chapman and what he meant to you and why you dedicated the book to him.
Well, Ben was such a wonderful person, first of all, and we had a great time working on the movie when we were working together. And he really loved his character. He loved that being, and he loved doing it, and he loved the movie, and he had a great affection for everything about it, and I was included in that, and I certainly had a great affection for him. He was just a wonderful, funny, delightful man, and we always enjoyed working together. We enjoyed working on the movie together. We always there was always a lot of laughter around and whatever, and I would say, "Good morning, BC," and pat him on the cheek on that rubber face that he had.
Well, certainly at the time when you made the movie, you were under contract to Universal, and I know you had no idea that the creature would become so identified with you and would have these legs. Was there a sense through any of this that you were doing something special, or is it just happened to turn out that way in kind of a very serendipitous
If anybody had told me that we would be sitting here talking about this movie all these years later, I would have said, "Are you crazy?" I thought we'd do this movie, and it would go out, and it would run for a while, and then it would all be forgotten. So I find it quite amazing and really quite wonderful that everybody's work on it, because there were, the script was good, and that certainly the direction was excellent, and Jack Arnold did such a good job. And so it's very nice that everyone's work on the picture has been so appreciated this many years later.